Liverpool are in civil war. Mohamed Salah has taken aim at Arne Slot and the club over his treatment, claiming he's been thrown under the bus in a shocking interview with Norwegian TV after being left on the bench for the entirety of the game at Leeds United. Wow, that's all I can say on this. Wow. This all kicked off last night, of course, even after sleeping on it. I'm still struggling to wrap my head around everything. Like, how did we get here as a club? How have Liverpool Football Club gotten to this position? I'm going to do my best this morning to look at it from all angles. So I've written down some notes. I've gone from Salah's side, Slot side, and the club side. And we're going to try piece together all of this. I'll give you my opinion and reaction. You, of course, leave your opinion in the comments below. This will be a very divisive subject. So look, we're open to every opinion here on Anfield Agenda, but please be respectful. Please don't be calling people idiots if you don't agree with their opinion and whatnot. But anyway, let's jump straight into it. Let's try to piece together this crazy situation. I'm going to start with Mo Salah's side of this. So he obviously came out and done the interview. And look, if you're asking me right now, if you're backing Mo Salah or Arne Slot, I am backing Mo Salah to the hilt. Like, I understand people will say no player is bigger than the club, and I do agree. But Slot is not bigger than this club either. He's actively ruining this club. He has destroyed everything Jurgen Klopp built with this club in the space of 6 months. Like, he's just completely capitulated. The club is falling apart. And when you have someone like Mo Salah coming out and saying he feels like he's been thrown under the bus by the manager and the club, that is a huge indication of where this squad and club is. Like, Arne Slot is not fit for the job. Regardless of what else happens, he has to go. He really just has to go. But I fully understand Mo Salah's frustrations. Like, he should be dropped at times, he should be benched, but he shouldn't be exiled. That's the main point for me here. Fair enough, he should be on the bench at times. But the fact he's been tossed aside by Arne Slot without an explanation is absolutely fucking disrespectful to the man. Especially from Arne Slot. Like, Mo Salah absolutely dragged this team to a league title last year on his back. I seen a stat earlier that Arne Slot has a 75% win rate when Salah scores, and something like 33% when he doesn't score or assist. Like, this was a one-man team essentially last season. Mo Salah basically dragged this team to a league title on his own. Maybe I'm going a little bit far with that, but the point still remains. Arne Slot owes Mohamed Salah a lot more respect than this. Like, to not even give the man an explanation as to why he's on the bench is beyond cowardly, it's beyond ridiculous, and it's just farcical. Like, to treat a club legend like that is insane. And I do again understand the point that Salah is not bigger than Liverpool, but obviously the club as a whole comes first, but in my opinion, Salah comes very close to that. He's certainly higher up than Arne Slot in this conversation. Like, I myself and a lot of Liverpool fans will be siding with Salah over this one. And again, how have we got to this point? It's just ridiculous. Like, I understand Salah hasn't been fantastic this season, but no one with a pair of eyes can tell me that Mohamed Salah deserves to be exiled to the bench, not even getting any minutes, while Cody Gakpo and Ibrahim Konate continue to stink it up on the pitch week in, week out. Like, he's not the only one. So for him to be completely exiled like this is just completely ridiculous. And even from Salah's own words, it sounds like the club are trying to, like, scapegoat him and possibly trying to engineer a move for him to Saudi in January against his will. Like, they're just forcing him out. And again, you don't treat a club legend like that. And I understand, again, people will say it's disrespectful of Salah and it's bringing the club into disrepute and bringing more pressure on the manager. But I think, again, I agree with what Salah has said. I don't completely agree with the way he's gone about it, but I can't kick back at anything he has said. I have to agree with him on this. People will, of course, make the argument as well that it is selfish of Mo Salah and it's maybe arrogant and maybe has a bit of an attitude. But when you're dealing with superstars like Mohamed Salah, like Cristiano Ronaldo, like these type of players, like, you're going to have attitude. You're going to have entire self belief. Like, that is the core of what drives these players to be so good. And I wouldn't hold that against him again. Like, it's I know it comes across as arrogant sometimes, but it is just pure self confidence. It's a pure belief that he is the best man to be on the pitch and help us get victories. And again, I have to agree with him. Like, I'm sure he himself will admit he's not at the level he should be this season. But like, he brought up the Harry Kane thing of, like, Kane didn't score for X amount of games and the media didn't pile on him. It was always he will come back. While with Salah, it seems to be he has to be benched and exiled, which again I have to agree with him on. Like, he will come back. There's absolutely no part of me that thinks Mohamed Salah is finished as a footballer. No part of me thinks that. I think Arne Slot ultimately has failed Mohamed Salah this season. Like, it is not a coincidence that every single player is just playing shite. Like, Arne Slot is the core of the problem here. The treatment of Salah has not been good in recent weeks. He's basically ignored him. Like Salah said, he doesn't even have a relationship with the manager all of a sudden. Like, it's absolutely baffling. This whole situation is just crazy. Moving on to the manager then. So, like, we had a report last night from Chris Williams, who was a reliable journalist. I think he doesn't really do much journalism nowadays, but he basically tweeted that Johnny Heitinga's exit made a lot of the senior players unhappy as they had more of a relationship with him than Arne Slot. And if that is true, which I would tend to believe it is true, that is shocking. Like, Arne Slot is the man. He's the manager. He should be the one that has these strong relationships with his players. And going off that, he doesn't. And that would explain a lot. That is why Johnny Heitinga's exit has been such a big thing. I already had serious questions around Arne Slot's man management and just squad management, and that again just makes that 10 times worse. Like, let's look at Arne Slot's treatment of players. So, Federico Chiesa, been fantastic whenever he has played, completely ignored, doesn't get a sniff. Jarell Kwanzaa had one really bad game last season, completely exiled and sold, not be given any more chances again. Harvey Elliott, completely exiled, sent to Aston Villa. He's on loan technically, so he still is a Liverpool player. Absolutely no contact with Arne Slot. Klopp's kids then, who won the League Cup final. Bobby Clark sold without a look in. Kumas and McConnell loaned without a look in. Jayden Danns injured, barely had a chance when he was not injured. Trainioni never used. Trent actively wanted to go. Elliott and Kwanzaa treated poorly and forced out. You put on top of that then Rio Ngamoha. He's not been given a chance when he's been good. Like, we keep hearing about like not wanting to block his pathway, but he's just not getting minutes. Like, I'd have serious questions about this man's man management. Like, that is spectacularly bad. Like, if Mo Salah is coming out and feeling like he has to do this, like, that tells you everything you need to know about the man's man management. Like, it's beyond poor. I just, I don't get it. Like, Slot has to go. Regardless of what else happens here, Slot simply has to go. On top of that, then, we spent £450 million on players. Alexander Isak, we don't know how to get the ball to him. Florian Wirtz, we're still trying to figure out how to integrate him in properly. Kirkes has been hit and miss. Frimpong's been fairly bad. Like, Arne Slot does not have a clue. He is not able to manage the squad that he has, and he can't integrate the new players into it. He has to go. Even his stubbornness with Cody Gakpo, and look, I'm not here to slander Cody Gakpo specifically, but like, Salah sitting on the bench watching Gakpo stink it up yet again, doesn't get a minute. Like, no one can tell me Salah's been that bad that he doesn't deserve any minutes whatsoever. Like, it's, again, I keep going back to it, but the whole thing is baffling. Let's look at it from the club side then. Like, do we reckon that Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes have engineered something here? Because it sounds like that could be what happened. Like, they've basically said, right, we kind of regret giving him this big contract. Let's try flog him in January to Saudi for, let's say, 100 million. They then go to Arne and basically like make him to scapegoat Salah, take him out of the team. Hopefully results get better and then we can slip him out the back door. No one's going to care. We'll get in loads of money and Salah will be gone. That's one problem gone. And then they can put the blame on Salah for the fact that they brought in all these new players and they can't actually play them properly. Like, it's not the most farcical theory. And there was a lot of journalists did allude to the fact that that could be what's going on here. And Salah himself was saying that Brighton could have been his last game and he doesn't know what happens while he's gone. Now, that could allude to the fact that maybe Slot would get sacked, or it could allude to the fact that a deal could be agreed to sell him by the time he comes back. Like, I'd probably believe that about 75-80%. That is completely feasible in my mind that something like that was being engineered. And if that is true, it is absolutely fucking ridiculous. That is so disrespectful to Mo Salah. The man has carried his club on his back for 8 years and he's been fantastic in that time. Brought us to countless trophies and just he deserves more respect than that. He really does seem to have been done dirty by the club here, and like a lot of people are saying like, oh, Salah thrown his toys out the pram because he's been dropped for a few games, but I really think it does go deeper than that. He mentioned as well the fact that he signed a new contract and promises were made and they're not being kept. He mentioned the fact that the manager no longer has a relationship with him. He mentioned the fact that someone in the club does not seem to want him there, and that someone probably is Richard Hughes or Michael Edwards. So look, he's been done dirty by the club, whatever way you want to look at it. Again, I don't fully agree with the way he had to go about it, but if he saw it necessary to go and do that, then look, he has my backing. Because Mohamed Salah is miles clear, in my mind, of Richard Hughes, Arne Slot, and Michael Edwards. Like, again, he's not bigger than the club, but he's certainly bigger than those three within the club. It leaves the club in such a difficult position now, though, really, doesn't it? Like, you can't give in to player power. Like, ironically, I think this does give Arne Slot a bigger chance of keeping his job, because if Slot is sacked today, let's say, which he should be, but if he is, does that give in to player power? Does that go like, right, well, the next manager comes in then, another senior player kicks up a fuss, gets rid of the manager? Like, where does it stop? So I would agree, you can't give in to player power. You can't sack a manager because one player says he doesn't like him anymore, basically. But he should have been sacked weeks ago. Like, this mess is all of our own making. He should have been gone after the PSV game, if not the Nottingham Forest game. This could have been sorted. Salah could have been a little bit happier going off to AFCON, and this mightn't have happened. Like, it's just, Again, the whole thing is baffling. We're in a civil war here. Like, how has this happened? We won the Premier League title 6 months ago, and the whole club has fallen apart since then. It's absolutely crumbling before our eyes. I'm lost for words here. Like, I'm trying my best to get through all this, but it's completely baffling. Let's take a look at what some of the journalists are saying then. So, James Pearce this morning said, if bridges cannot be built, then either Salah or Slot will have to leave. Given the owner's ongoing support for the manager, it is hard to see them siding with a player who, in recent months, has looked like such a fading force. Salah's comments also showed a glaring lack of self awareness regarding his form so far this season. I don't know why this is happening to me, he said. I have done so much for this club. I don't have to go every day fighting for my position because I earned it. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to keep earning it. And the reality is that when Slot dropped Salah for the game at West Ham, there were few dissenting voices. That's because he's been so ineffective, contributing just 5 goals and 3 assists in 19 appearances in all competitions so far this season. Henry Winter, then, of course, a very reliable journalist and very well respected, said, it's difficult to see Salah staying after those heartfelt but damaging words at Ellen Road last night. Liverpool's power brokers have to back Arne Slot, otherwise chaos reigns. Now, if it was any other player, I probably would agree, but again, like I've said, Mo Salah has far more credit in the bank than Arne Slot, and I will be backing Salah in this situation, but ultimately, I don't agree with this. I think the club will look at this situation, and my guess would be both go. I think Arne Slot gets sacked, and Mohamed Salah is then forced to leave in January as well. I think this probably does spell the end of the road for Mo Salah at Liverpool, and it's so horrifyingly sad to say that because the man is such a legend of this club, and it's such a sad ending if it is the case. And I really hope it's not, but in my view, I think that's the way the club will look at it. I think ultimately you can't just sack Slot off the back of Salah's words and then continue to go on. Like, he has completely thrown the club under the bus, ironically, with his interview. And I think the most clean break would be Slot is sacked, Salah is sold, and Liverpool start fresh. But I don't want that. I want Salah to stay. I don't want Slot to stay. I'm fully Slot out at this point. Like, I was willing to give him a little bit of credit, a little bit of wanting him to turn it around. But, like, if that treatment of Salah is true, then he can absolutely fuck off out of this club because that is absolutely ridiculous. We did have a report then last night as well from Dave O.C. Kopp, who said that Steven Gerrard has been sounded out around a potential interim job if Arne Slot is sacked, which, look, I think that would probably Look, I think that probably would be the right decision. Get someone like a Steven Gerrard in for a few months. Just get some good vibes around the club again because we desperately need it. This club is in the absolute dumps at the minute. Someone like a Gerrard coming in, as long as he's told he's not getting the job permanently, I would be more than happy for Steven Gerrard to come in instead of Arne Slot, and then we can start to build up again, look to the future, and then find a new long-term manager in the summer. I would not be against that one bit, but I would question the validity of it, given that Steven Gerrard has a hefty tax bill if he comes back to the UK. So I don't know how likely it is, but that would be my optimum solution. On top of that then, Fabrizio Romano did say this morning that there has been no talks between Mo Salah and the Saudi Pro League. And again, I think that's the way the club was going. They wanted to force him out in January. I think, like I said, ultimately they will still want to do that given the interview he has done. But I don't think he'll have any interest in going there. That's the problem for the club side. Like, he's far too good still, and people will say he's washed. He's not washed. Like, he still is a fantastic footballer. He's far too good to be in the Saudi Pro League. So look, it's a very interesting one. It's going to be an interesting few days. I don't know what's going to come out today. Like, Arne Slot's press conference for tomorrow has been confirmed, so I doubt he's going to be sacked today. Whether there'll be any news around Salah repercussions or not today is another thing, but do keep an eye out. We'll be covering any news that does break on the channel today, but yeah, how have we got here? Again, how are we in a civil war all of a sudden at this football club? Like, that's all from me this morning anyway. If you have enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. I'm aware it has been a longer video than usual, so thank you very much for getting to this point if you have. I will see you very soon. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, adios.